Hi friends, welcome to Aishu's DIY. This is a pretty new project. I do mostly jewelry tutorials like earrings, bracelets, rings, and necklaces and stuff. This is like a craft video, but it involves beads, of course. We can't let that go, right? So that's what it is. So I came across this pokey tools on YouTube, and I was so fascinated about it, and I wanted to try it out. I watched several videos, and I was not, kind of comfortable with it, but I thought about it a little bit, and I thought I will give it a try. And this is for my Etsy shop. I am making a lot of stuff, but I wanted to show you guys how I did this. So this is what it is. It's a pokey tool. Remember the bead all that we all have some kind of a bead all, and people do put I have seen people putting polymer clay on top of this to cover this part, and then to have a smooth handle to work with and stuff. But this is very useful, especially when you're doing macrame knots. It's easy to take the knots off. It's good for knotting and stuff like that. And the beady pokey tool is also can be used for different things, like I hope you guys have heard about cookie scribe and stuff, right? So these are cookie scribes as well. You can use it for that as well, because this is stainless steel. This base of it is stainless steel, and you can wash them and stuff like that. But I wouldn't recommend with the beads, like you wash the entire thing, put the dishwasher in the entire thing or stuff like that. No, but we can always use for polymer clay and stuff, you for to poke holes, or in paper to poke hole and stuff. You can the pointy tool is always a good thing to have in your stash. Why not decorate it as well, right? So these are with sodalite gemstone beads and spacer beads that I have in my stash, and I put across. I mean, why not? Start it like spiritually, right? So this is the first one that I made, and I really like that a lot. Yes, I have a dark background, I know. That's why I put a white. It's a little bit messy. I have been working on this for quite some time now, so that's why it is. And my hands are all glue and stuff like that. But that's a part. So these ones, I use different gemstones, and these are melon beads that I have in my stash. A little bit of stardust bead as well. So I figured out a pattern, and then I just put all the beads, and we need these sticks, and then also we need E6000 or friendly glue. I hope everybody will have it. Since we this has a loop, you can also put dangles like this in everything. Just this one I started, but these I wanted it to dry completely. It's been 12 hours, but still I wanted it to dry completely, and then add some dangles on it. And I also made, these are all with gemstones and spacer beads, and I also made uh, with these ones. These are like Jesse James beads, they call it. These are humongous and really, really pretty. I really like them a lot. And we can make these as well. I wanted to show you guys how I made this. This is with some big hole beads. So these things, these pokey tools, these are called turkey lasers, or I believe this is not 6 inch, it's more than 6 inch, I believe. But these came in a pack of 30. As you guys can see, I pretty much used most of it. And let me see if it is 6 inches or more, right? Yeah, I think it's a 6 inch one, right? Approximately 6 inches. So this is the size. There is a 4 inch size as well, that if you want a smaller one, you can do it. But I thought this is close to my bead all tool. And if I'm making something personally for me, I would leave the tool part like this long. I will just bead on the top and leave it. But I am seeing people doing most of it, like 3/4 of it, if not leaving a little bit only at the end. So I wanted to show you guys how to make this. I bought this set of 30 from Amazon. I will leave down the description below the links for that, and you can also get it from there. I'm not affiliated or I'm not getting paid for any of those, but just an option. You can search it up and stuff like that. So some are like there is a gap here, but I tried to close it, but it's like a memory wire. It doesn't close completely. I don't know why, but that's what it is. So so you use this, and then you use E6000. That's about it, and some beads which has big enough holes to go through the this one. This is pretty thick, right? So it needs a big hole beads to go through. Not our regular beads will go through. So even the spacer beads, I thought that it won't go through. First of all, most of these are done by larger to smaller beads or uniform beads like these. Would do anything you want. The pattern is totally up to you. It is not restricted at all. You can do any pattern you want, but this is the one that I'm going to show you guys how to make. I already put forward how it has to set up, the pattern that I really like. I'm using this plain spacer beads and this decorated piece at the end, just because of the fact that the hole in this is much, it's actually pretty much okay, but I like this one. This one is much more closer. So if I put the glue, the last one, I feel that this is safer, so I just did that. But you can stop at here as well. So these are big beads, probably 15 to 20 millimeter, and I graduated the size, and the texture is also different. As you guys can see, this has this texture, and this one is a little bit different, and it has a flowery pattern, so as this one, right? And then this one is completely plastic. It has a swirl and it is flat, and this one is also different. These are glass, and then they have these. So I picked out graduated beads with different textures and obviously complementing colors. um, the thing is, I find it very difficult from my stash to get beads of bigger holes. Even if they have bigger holes, some might fit, some might not fit, some is blocked inside or something like that. So that's why I was having a hard time to figure out patterns. But these uniform shapes are pretty easy to work out a pattern with. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well. But I wanted to show you guys these. E6000 glue we need, and then I also use my bead all you need to do is take this. I'll show you guys, I made a bunch of them. I'll show you guys everything at the end. So you just take some glue, put it over there, and just run these, on top of it, just like that. It needs a bit more glue than what I would want. This one is dried. So I normally put a blob like this around, and then just run this around like this and just set it up on top. Okay, this bead itself gives this tool a pretty good one. Then again, do the same, put a little bit. I tried putting with the bead all or a toothpick. I tried that as well, but I feel that this is much more easier and straightforward. After working with 20 of them, I realized this is okay. Just putting the spacers. I know the spacers are a little bit wobbly. As the hole is bigger, it becomes wobbly too. So a little bit more glue, and then we will add the big one. Rotate it around the pole, I would say, the stick, and then do it. That way the glue is spread evenly. And then add the spacer. So you don't have to add spacer beads between everything. It's not necessary, but it kind of looks good. You can just stack beads and then do the same as well. Absolutely no problem. But I think the spacer kind of, sets the bead perfectly. Sometimes it won't sit properly. In case you make sure that they sit. See, if I press it, it becomes a little bit slanting. If I don't, they're okay. See that? So you still will have some room for correction, not for long, but sometime. So if you want to do some adjustments, you can do it as well. So every single bead I'm adding the glue, and then take this guy right here, rotate, and then set it up. This is important. When it is a flat bead, it needs to be flatter, like parallel, perpendicular to the loop, so that it stays that way. That's important to keep in mind, because once you glue it, you won't be able to go back. Then the last spacer. Rotate, and put it on top, just like that. And finally, there we go. Finally, our decorative spacer bead in antique silver. There we go. So that's about it. If you see a little bit of glue popping out there, use your bead awl or so and just remove it. You can also do something. Take a piece of scrap paper and just run it around, so that you take any excess glue off at this point of time itself. And then, that's about it. Make sure it sets nicely, and make sure this one is facing properly. And ideally, you know what you need to do. The ear, for the earring finding, we'll have a pushback, the rubber pushbacks, right? So you put one of it on top of this to actually set it completely, so that it is nice and tight and it sits on top of each other. But for some reason I couldn't find and I have ordered on Amazon. It will take a day for it to come. So that's about it. Leave this to dry. So the earring back is something like this, but this is a little bit too much for this, so it's small for this. If you press it, obviously you can do it, but you can use this for the tip, so that this doesn't poke anybody. But you need to buy a larger size in this, so that you can put it over here and make everything nice and tight, so that when the glue dries, everything is against the glue and each bead is connected and stuff like that. So I have placed an order on Amazon, so it'll come tomorrow or so, and then I can use that. It's called, I think, large bullet um, stopper or earring bags. I will leave down the description box below the link for it. I'm not being affiliated, I'm not being paid for it or something, but I really wanted you guys to know which exactly I'm talking about, because I'm not showing it right now. I'll just make a small clip of me putting it over on top of this, but then that's it. This is ready. You can make it, as I said, you can make it shorter, longer, however you want. And I really like this size, so I'm going ahead with it. This is the finished product. It is dry, pretty much 18 hours of drying, and as you guys can see, I made the same mistake. See, this is not parallel to this, but that's what it is. But if you want to add some dangles to it, you can. And then, as I said, I used a lot of big spacer beads like this, and then I came up with, I mean, these are, I think, size 2 seed beads. You can also use this, and this fits perfectly on top of this. And I had some of my findings, and then that's how I designed all of these, and whichever fit in this is what matters. And for the charms and stuff, you can add whichever charm you like to this. I mean, so many beads you can add different charms. I have so many charms out here. This is a dragon charm. This is an aeroplane charm who likes to travel. And if you want to do this, an anchor. Anchor is pretty, common, and then people do like it. Or a hamsa charm, or a symbol of peace. And then if you are animal lovers, then you can add the frog, or a cat, I would say this one is. And this one is even pretty cute. This is a monkey, as you guys can see. If you're a dog lover, you can put that there. Then this is a cat. I don't understand. This is a cat, right? Yep. Or a turtle, or this leaf. So any charm, whichever you have available in your stash, you can use those. I'm gonna use I have a lot of charms out here. I got this from India. This is a reindeer, and my brother-in-law actually gifted this to me. This is cute. The rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. I really like this a lot. This is pretty cute. And a bee. Sunglasses, if you're doing a summer theme, I like this. So many different things. Key to the heart, you can do that. Dragonfly, bird, again an anchor. This is an anchor. I'm so sorry. This one is the wheel, right? Yeah. Normally this comes with the anchor, so that's why I said that. So many different things that you can add a heart to it. This is flying air balloon. That's pretty as well. So let's decide what we are going to put on this. I like, this is maybe a unicorn. I like the dragonfly. I mean, this is a butterfly or dragonfly, I'm not so sure. So that's that. I like the star. I'm gonna stick with the Hamsa charm and the peace charm, I guess. I wonder where I left the peace charm. But you can add beads to it. I mean, I have used yellow, brown, and a little bit of orange, and this mehendi green or olive green, I would say. So you can use beads with that color. That would be really nice. Since it is spring coming up, so I wanted to use this flower, this yellow flower that I made with wire. And then I have a head pin here, the Hamsa charm. I added the spacer bead and an olive green bead to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to make wrap loop. Take out my tools. There we go. There is a basic loop over there. What I'm gonna make. You can also do with the jump ring, or you can add this directly to this. And then do a wrap loop. I have found that these head pins are from beadboxbargains.com, a sister site of bargainbeads.com. I feel these ones are pretty difficult to snip off, and then they are not very flexible at all. Normally it's easy to do a 20 gauge wire, but I think these are German style wire, or maybe not. What it is, I have no idea, but they are difficult to manipulate. For basic loop, these are perfect. I mean, very, very perfect. But I really like to do wrap loops. I feel that is much more safe and secure. So that's one. Okay, and then I'm gonna open this loop up, and I'm gonna add this flower and the hamsa to the eye pin itself. When you open and close an eye pin, you do it back and forth, like how you would do a jump ring, and never distort the shape of the loop. Okay, this is about it. But if you want more movement, and then you can add more dangles to it, or you can even bunch up a lot of dangles with one jump ring or split ring and add the split ring to this. But this is cute, right? I really like it a lot. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.